Okay, so welcome to another episode of Live Forex Trading, London session with your host, AK. So welcome to the new host. The new show, new episode, new series, new session, new London session, and let's see what we're looking at. So I've got this highlight from yesterday because I took a sell yesterday with pound yen pair, and I'll be removing these stuff and start a fresh analysis. But until then, I'm just checking if the stream on the YouTube and everything is running just as fine. So just gotta wait for a bit. Okay, so we still have some of our mates from Slack coming in, which is good. I'm still checking on the YouTube qualities. It's telling me that there's some kind of smoothness problem or whatever. So, okay, we're trying to fix that. And GJ. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all the drawings and we'll start a fresh analysis. So, hopefully the guys in Zoom can see my screen. Just let me know, guys, if you see the screen or not. Can you see the screen? The guys in the Zoom?
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Hello, Ace. How's it going, mate?
Hi, I'm usually on the Luke stream, but I think he's coming on a bit later or should be soon.
Okay, that's good. Oh, Luke's doing a good job, by the way.
Yeah, should we discuss some ideas? What are you guys looking for? I'm looking for sells because I'm looking at a daily candle and might feel the wick, but we're at a very delicate area on the 4-hour and the daily, so we might get some reactions there because of the range to the left.
Can you see my screen, Ace?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
see a
good.
screen.
That's good. That's good. Sorry. Sorry about that. Okay, so here we go. So the YouTube is working well now. So looking at the monthly, so the monthly candle is bearish right now. There's 8 more days left for this monthly candle to close. We've had a lot of bullish push throughout the previous months. So let's see if this monthly candle right now is doing some sort of a exhaustion, right? So if this candle is gassing out, it may as well remain bearish. Otherwise, what we see is midway through the month, we sometimes see a change in the market's direction. So we have passed midway through the month. So it's 22nd of the April right now. So if the trend or the direction of the market is changing slowly, this might be a potential resistance that the monthly is forming. So let's go to the weekly. So looking at the weekly, as we discussed yesterday, some of the guys were here in Zoom from the Slack yesterday, and we were talking about how we've had a a one direction sort of a market, and the market was just moving bullish from like a few weeks back, and now right now the price action that is doing is sort of a exhaustion. So the weekly candle, we have one more day. That today's Thursday, isn't it? Just look at the calendar.
Yes, yes, it's Thursday.
Yeah, it's Thursday. So obviously Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, a lot of volume, potential, a lot of volume, right? So what we're gonna do here is,
How I see it is that this candle here has broken the high of this candle here, but hasn't broken the low of this candle here. And since
that.
the previous weekly has closed support, this can go either up or down.
Yep, potentially true. That's true. That's actually true. So we are not sure if the price is gonna break it in between this week, but if this is a if this is a potential weekly range, we it's all right because April. What I've back tested and known is April, May, and June is the hardcore of the market for the year. So we will get a lot of opportunities. So if this sort of a range or the trend is gonna change after this, obviously as Ace you said, it can pretty much as well go up. It can pretty much as well go down, right? So
Yeah, I think
this.
at this point with what is currently happening in the moment is that I see more upside to test this high because this support here is reinforced by the monthly range to the left. If you go to the monthly, you should be able to see there's a very strong resistance to the left.
Let's give it a go. Let's look at the monthly then. So what I see this as, so
See right
my
here.
yep, that's right, mate. That's right. So what I see this monthly doing is sort of a exhaustion because we don't know the overall gist of the market until we see a monthly close. So we have to wait and see. Until then, let's just go and break down how today's market serving us, right? So looking at the weekly, so the weekly right now is still sort of a bullish. So I would say this is my potential support right here. So for weekly, right now the candle price is sort of close to the weekly support, and it's actually rejecting upside. And the upside can serve as a liquidity grab for the price to further break down if it's breaking down, but we don't know because the weekly is going to close in another day. One more day left for the weekly to close. So after one more day, we're gonna know that what the intention of the market is. Until then, it's just very close to the support right at this point. So yesterday's CPI news actually got corrected as well. So what we had yesterday was a, actually let's look at the calendar too. I haven't had a go with the calendar. So yesterday's CPI's news, technically, which was which was really good for the economy, because the previous numbers were like CPI 0.4 or something, and they were forecasting 0.8, but it showed out 0.7, which was technically good for the currency, right? So, and the price moved up throughout the London session, but it actually got corrected. It actually got corrected. All right, so what we can see is, let's tidy up this weekly support. We just tidy up. Right now, the daily candle is bearish. Looks like it has grabbed its upper liquidity or has made its top wick.
If you see the if I may,
Yep,
if you
mate.
see the
Yep.
4 hour,
Yep.
what I don't like is this range over here. Prices tried to move downwards, but on the 4 hour, it's corrected and closed bullish on the 4 hour. If you have a look on the 4 hour.
Yep. Yeah, the price is actually, the current price actually is just
Screen's just
ranging.
lagging a bit.
So the price action in 4 hour is actually,
Yeah, like you see this bullish candle here.
Yep.
You see this candle here, it tried to move down into this range over here, but then it went up and it closed bullish. And so now price is consolidating over here to might test this high up here. And just from based off my experience, it's much easier for price to test this high than it is to move down into this range here.
Oh yeah, yeah. So that could be a possible scenario. But what we are waiting for is if we are looking for any potential buy, we have to see if the price can break this range before we see any sort of buy, right? So my sort of trading style, I don't take any swingers. I don't take any trades right at the support, or I don't take any trade. When there's a lot of range, a lot of stuff happening here. So I wouldn't be
Mm.
comfortable taking any trades here. But as you've said, Ace, that can be a potential situation. So for now, uh, let's just carry on. So I was actually on the daily. Let's go on the daily. As you've said, to be honest, it's actually funny if price goes back in this dirty range, because this is the range where the price consolidated for a few days and it's going up and down, faking a lot of people, right? Especially in London session, it's been faking out people a lot. So it's been showing promising structure, promising bias structure, and at the end, it just pumps you and sort of like fakes you out. But today's daily candle, so today's daily candle has made its top wick, and so the previous daily candle closed bearish, but is above the potential weekly support. So if this is the weekly support area right here, uh, price is still above it. So any sorts of cleaner sell, looking at the daily off the bat, will be below 149,860. So anything below 149,860 will look pretty. So until then, we have to wait, right, for cleaner sales. But other than that, so the 4 hour right now is actually forming some sort of support. So the current 4 hour around the weekly support level. And let's look at the 2 hour as well. So what I do is I look at the 2 hour as well.
How
Uh,
how have you been catching these moves? Because I know this week and last week has been pretty difficult.
so actually, we've been profitable throughout the week. We've been waiting for confirmation. So, uh, what what were the opportunities? Let me see if I can show you what we did.
Firstly, for me, I've been catching the retracement because let me explain. Because this kind of market structure is very difficult to catch the breakout because you don't know whether the price is going to go up or down. So what I've
Mm-hmm.
been doing is that once I see prices move up like this, move up like this,
Yep.
and once I see that price has hit a ceiling, which is this one over here, once this has closed, and so I would take this flip here,
Mm-hmm.
retrace this move to test this zone here.
Yep.
So for this whole move, I wouldn't catch it because you wouldn't know that this price was going up, because when this candle here, this blue candle closed beneath resistance, no one would know that price would just shoot up. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was I let price form first to kind of show me where it's going, and once it hits the ceiling, I would take the sell down to this level to test the zone that it left.
Yeah, man. I'm not sure about the ceiling, but if you're talking about the top, it does make sense.
Yeah,
Cause
because if you see this whole move down here, this
yep.
whole move down would be the opening of the 4 hour close. When the 4 hour close, this whole move happened within the first 10-15 minutes of the 4 hour close.
Sorry, what did you say? Sorry. Can you come again?
When this whole move down
Yep.
was the next 4 hour open. So if you go to the next 4 hour, right?
Yep. So.
Yeah, see that whole move down.
Yep.
When this form engulfing the previous bullish candle,
Yep.
that's telling me that this resistance here is strong.
Yep.
The 4 hour.
Yep. True.
Yeah, so that was my confirmation to take a sell down here, because it was very difficult to take this buy, especially when this blue candle closed all the way up in the zone. And it's very risky for me to take a buy here because price can retrace all the way down here.
Yep, man, that's a lot of drawing on the chart. So let's break down
Yeah.
today's price action, Ace? How about that? So okay, sorry. My throat is acting really funny because the weather is changing and it's actually getting pretty cold here in Australia. So let's see what happens. So for the time being, so we can definitely see the price actually acted the same way we predicted, right? So it's the same way we read the market. So as we can see, let's look at the 4 hour. So the current 4 hour is actually bullish, sort of like lingering around this weekly support area that we just drawn here. So I've actually erased all of the analysis, all of the drawings from yesterday. So the guys who came back from yesterday, you won't be able to see it. But anyway, so the current 4 hour is just 1 hour in its first. It's the current 4 hour is in its first few hours, and we are not sure if the current 4 hour is sort of grabbing a liquidity on the top before it's actually trying to head down, because actually sales look better. For me personally, today sales looks better. I know there's a dirty range on the left hand side, but this dirty range may be an exhaustion. So exhaustion, in a sense, right now, looking at this structure can be invalid. So I don't need to focus more on the uh, exhaustion on the left hand side that I can see, because the price actually did a lot of faking out, a lot of wicks here and there, coming back in the range. So I can definitely figure out that this area right here was exhaustion. So yesterday we got a fundamental news. So this candle push towards 150 900 was sort of a CPI news absorption by the market. So the market perceived the news as good in London market, but what the price later did was it actually corrected the whole CPI pump, right? So that was like as if nothing. So as Ace and me, we were talking about this before. So this, for me especially, this was sort of like a fake out. So yesterday, looking at the yesterday's price action, uh, so if this was my resistance, 1 hour, 2 hour resistance level, so the price, what it did was it pumped up because of the CPI news and the market reacted that way. But all of a sudden, in the next hourly candle, it just corrected it. If it had to move up, I can tell you this, because of the London volume and furthermore New York's volume, it would actually correct the whole clean traffic on the left hand side. But it didn't. That means the market is not choosing to go up. So what it tells us is this was a key rejection. This right here is a key rejection level in 1 hour. And this right here is also a key rejection level. So what we can see is the market is slowly going down, right? So all of the rejection is actually lower than the previous rejection, almost sort of like a lower low lower high. So if this was a high that was created, this can be a potential lower high. And this right here, another rejection to the previously formed hourly resistance that the price also did a fake out at. It also retested that. So this is sort of another lower high. So this rejection right here, another resistance that was formed, also tells us that, you know what, the price is making another lower high. So if this currently forming 1 hour is grabbing its liquidity on the top, all we got to do is we got to wait for price to start breaking below 153.30. So anything below 153.30 for today's actually there is a support here too, so we can't disregard this, but cleaner sales for today's intraday session. Let's see. So let's look at the range at the first, and let's look at the traffic as well. So anything below. So what I personally will be looking to take today is anything below 150 to 70, all the way down to feel the wick on the left hand side, maybe till 150 or 45, and all the way down till 149,990. That'll be my take on the market today. Other than that, man, if there's any sales coming on, I'll be looking to see if I can get any price above 158.15. So I'm gonna wait for
What
buys.
would be the ideal sell setup that you're looking for below 270? Are you looking for the low to be tested?
So what I'll be looking to see is obviously I'll be waiting for the volume to kick in, because if there's any sales that's happening, there has to be volume in it. If there's no volume, man, it's not going to break this 152.70 level, because in the back of my head, what I think is, as we discussed before, on the left hand side, anything below 152.70 on the left hand side is sort of like an exhaustion. But now, if there's a volume, the exhaustion can be broken down. Exhaustion is like nothing. You know what I mean? The candle is taking a break. A candle is taking a holiday. So for me, for sales to be valid below 152.70, my idea would be anticipating any volume. So the volume's obviously going to kick in. So potential volume can kick in the next hour or next 2 hour, you know. So I'm just going to wait for a proper structure. For me, the structure seems bearish. So what the price did is, I'll try and give you guys my thought process here. So this level was a key rejection level. It rejected, came all the way down, and started making lower high, lower low. Just give me a second here. Right here, right here. If the price is going to make a lower low now, it has to sort of break this support, right? So off the bat, I can see this. If this intraday session is going to give me any sort of sell, it has to break that support first. So for cleaner sells, right? I don't want to be any cowboy trading in this range. So if you look at this, just give me a second. So if you look at this right here, this is just a range, man. Dirty, dirty, dirty. You don't want to take any sort of trade there. I know that it's actually very close to the weekly support, but for me, especially, there is nothing. There's nothing I'm going to trade inside there. So this right here tells me that, you know what? Price moved down with heavy rejection. There's like a lot of healthy candle, a lot of bearish healthy candle, a lot of bearish healthy candle, and there's a rejection here. So catalyst can be rejection that is already there, right? So for now, the price is just ranging in a box before it does its move. So we know the price does this. So just give me a second. Let me find the box. So what price does is price moves down, makes this sideways box, moves down, and makes this sideways box, right? So this is the ideal price movement if it's moving like this. Obviously, if it's going to go up, all of these ideas are invalid. But if we are going to get any sort of sell, and if the price structure right now is telling us, you know what, price is ranging, once it's going to start breaking, there's potential support, feeling this wick, and all the way down even to this level. Let me see what price level is that. Just give me a second. So all the way down till I would say 149, 480. So that can be the ultimate target for sales. But until then, man, there's nothing. Ricardo, man, you're drawing accidentally. Was it accidentally or was it on purpose?
Be careful of this zone, because this zone has grabbed liquidity and moved up here before. You see, this candle here as well came down and closed above the zone. So just be mindful of the zone right here. It might tap and then move up.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense too. But so the thing is, I am anticipating
Because
volume. See,
look at it here.
so
it grabbed liquidity and it just
Yep, that makes sense, Ace. That makes sense. So that's something to be mindful about. But as I've said, so the traffic on the left-hand side is sort of an exhaustion. It's not a regular price rejection. You know what I mean? So the point, so the place you're pointing at. So for me, I'm talking about me, right? So obviously people can have their own analogy or own thought process. So what makes sense for me is, if this is a regular rejection where price can reject again, or may this be a liquidity pool, it can head down. But I'm looking to take sales from here. I'm not looking to hold the trade from 152.72 all the way down here. That's just my ultimate target. You know what I mean? If the house is going to pay me more, I will obviously hold my trade until and unless price breaks this level. I'm not taking any sales. So I'm going to count on volume. So obviously, if there's going to be some sort of volume, it can continue all the way through this range. because it's achievable. In London, we obviously see a lot of volume. But as you said, Ace, this could be a liquidity grab pool, and I'm not gonna leave any money on the table at that point in time. As the price starts moving down, what I'll be looking to do is I'll start securing my position, right? And I'm gonna leave rest of the position run, and I don't give a big, big. I don't want to say the word. What could be a generous word for replacing? What I'm trying to say. I don't give a big worry. You know what I mean? I don't give any big worry about.
Say the word.
Yep.
Just say it.
No, I'm just trying to
Fine,
keep
it's,
the.
it's
I'm trying
R-rated
to.
in this stream.
I'm trying to keep the YouTube stream clean as possible. So that's the thing. So I'll be prone to taking more sales, but for now the hourly candle, the current hourly candle, what it's doing is it's actually inside the range. So yesterday's range. So this was a hourly range that we actually drew yesterday as well. So this is sort of the price is still lingering inside the range. So we have
Yeah,
to
I'm
see
just basing it off the 4 hour and daily. It's a delicate area. Price doesn't know whether to move up or down, so it's just hanging around this range. And until it does anything further, we don't know for sure.
100%. So we just gotta wait. I mean, the 4 hour is also really ugly, and it's near weekly support. So that's why I don't want to take any sales around here, or any buys too, man. If somebody's gonna come and tell me, you know what, buys make sense, go for it. But for me, I have to wait for price to tell me, you know what, the structure seems bullish. You know what, structure seems bearish. So it has to tell me. If it doesn't,
We don't know where price is gonna go, but what we do know is that if price is consolidating here on the 4 hour, it's bound to move up or down, and we just need to be patient and wait for confirmation.
oh, you know what I did? I forgot to send links to my friends. I'm sorry, guys. I'll just come
Anyway,
back to you guys.
Luke is on if you want to join that stream. I'll see you on there.
Okay, no, man, I'll be hosting this stream because I'm actually live streaming on YouTube as well. Ace, it was nice talking to you, mate.
Oh, do you have a channel? I'll
Oh,
give you
yeah.
a follow and yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. Let me send the.
Sweet. Just wanna support the community.
100%. We just want to help people who want to learn Forex, all for free of cost. So.
Oh yeah, because we love this game.
Yeah, 100%. So that's the channel name, but I will send you the link if I can. Just give me a second, okay? Yeah, I'll be helping these guys in my stream if they have any question and giving my take on the market. Just give me a second. This.
That's okay. I've already found you up. Yeah.
Have you? Okay, that's good.
Here we go. Yep.
Oh, my friends on YouTube. Okay. Thank you, Ace. We'll catch up with you later. Hey, best of luck.
Amazing. Yeah. Thank you.
No problems.
Hello.
Hey, Nick. How's it going, man?
I'm good. I just got new headset.
Oh, did you?
Okay.
I am good. What headset did you get?
No, just I don't know, a Chinese one.
Okay, as long as it works, eh?
Zitli? I don't know. Zitli. Yeah, just
Oh,
cheap one, but
Is it-
okay, very good condition.
Is it Jet Li from the Kung Fu movie?
No,
Hope it's not.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
it's a I'm not sure whether I pronounce it correctly, but it's
Uh-huh.
ZIDLI.
Uh-huh. That's good. Have some fun with the
Good.
microphone. How's it going, Jamil?
Good. How are you?
Good, well, pretty well. I'm trying to send the Zoom links to
there?
my. I'm here. Yeah, I'm here, mate.
Okay. I got a chart for you.
Have you got a chart? Okay, I'll look at it in just a minute. I'm trying to send this Zoom links to my friend, and my PC is slowing down like crazy. I need to have it looked.
So we are in the range.
Just give me a second, guys. I'll be back with you in a second. All right, so what I'm going to note down and what I'm going to put here is, okay, I'm looking for sales. Sales. Oh, something's wrong here. Oop. Oop. Okay, we'll be looking at gold as well in a second. Okay, something's wrong here. Okay. So, that's... Oh. So it tells me in the Zoom that the meeting's going to end in 10 minutes because I need to upgrade to remove the 40-minute time limit. That's funny, guys. I need to upgrade.
Or just come out of it and come back in.
Oh, that makes sense. Let's give it a
Yeah,
try.
just come out and come back in. Just all of us just click on the new link. That's it.
Oh, okay. Just give me a second.
Yeah.
Zoom is acting funny. Anyways, all right. So what I'm going to do is I will send another link. Just give me a second. Hopefully it works.
But it does say, doesn't it say remaining 8 minutes at the top of the screen?
So if this meeting is going to break down, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try and launch another meeting, and I'll post it in the group again, and that will make sense. Yep. But anyways, guys, until then, we actually waiting. Oh, so this text. We are waiting for sales below 157.20. 157.20. That's good for sell. And any sort of buys, we will be looking. I need to have my computer looked. It's actually very slow, unusually slow.
No, that should be 10. That should be 27, not 72.
Oh, 27. Sorry about that. I'll fix it. Buys of up 158.15. Let's see what price does. Okay. Just give me a second, guys. My throat is acting funny. My computer's acting funny. Okay. Okay. Oh, it says 7 minutes left for the meeting. Is that how it works, Jamil? Have you noticed if the meeting ends, is like do you just make another link? Is it?
Yes. So yeah, just all you have to do is tell us like, listen, everyone leave the meeting and click the new link.
Perfect. 100%.
Yeah, man, we're real supporters. We're not just we didn't randomly click this.
100%, Jamil. That's amazing to hear, you know. Let's look at the. Okay. My friend is in a buy. He's a fib player, and he's really good at the fib. So he's actually commenting on the YouTube video saying he's in buys, but yeah, I have to wait for
Oh,
buys.
Kevin?
Yep, but I have to wait. For my style of trading, I have to see a proper market structure, a proper candle formation. So for now, there's nothing for me. It's just in a range, and you don't want to trade sideways. You gotta wait.
Yeah. Better to wait and make money.
Yep. No, man, it's so obviously after you've been trading for some time, you can obviously focus more on the monetary aspect. Other than that, you should be looking to see how you can be correct in the market. That's the best thing. You don't want to be focusing on the money at the beginning. You wanna focus on like, was I correct, right? You have to focus on these. Okay, so just give me a second, guys. If you guys want to come talk to each other on the Zoom, just go on with it. I will be back in a second.
Mm.
So if it's 1 more minute left for the meeting to close down, I'm gonna send you guys a different link, and we can start from there. Other than that,
Okay.
yep. Other than that, you just gotta wait. The current hourly is turning bearish.
Hey, welcome back.
Hello, hello.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, AK, when you draw the zones, you always draw zones based on 1 hour time frame.
I was muted on the stream, so I'm unmuting myself. And all right, so I actually love drawing zones based on higher time frame, because high time frame is sort of like a golden time frame. You know what I mean? So I actually base
Yeah.
myself on hourly, because hourly zones gives me like more details than any other time frame. But if I need to, sometimes I have to scale down into 30-minute as well, which is still fine, because the idea is to just find the recent rejection key levels or potential rejection levels, right? So that's the idea about drawing zone. It's not as if I draw a zone on the 4 hour, that's the ultimate zone. Not at all. It's just getting some information about, you know what? This is the most recent rejection level. So that's my zone. And hourly fits my plan, so I just base myself on hourly.
See?
So we get charts coming in the YouTube as well. Let's check what happens with the charts. Trying to copy this and let's see.
I got a chart for you. Maybe you could quickly look at stuff before it gets busy.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%, Jamil, 100%. I'm sorry I couldn't look at your charts because I was trying to figure out what's up with this. Oh, it says access denied. We can open this chart layout for you.
Yeah, so
Okay, in case on the YouTube stream, man, I can't really open your chart. If you send me a drive link or something, I can have a go at it. Other than that, it's not allowing me to look at the chart. So let's look at Jamil's chart here. So where is Jamil's chart? Oh, guys, seems like okay. So let's look at this. So it's a NZD CAD. So you're looking at fib, and you're looking at the 1 hour. So you have potential.
Yeah. So I didn't put any notes, but let me just tell you. So I'm using Elliott wave theory. So there are obviously many books on this, but I guess maybe this is not the time. But in the current wave that we're in, we're looking for the next move to be short. If I were to blow this up, you would see that you see that yellow B over there?
Yep.
The C, the next is a C, and it's below, it goes to like 0.80 or 84. So that's the bearing. Now, I know this is going to happen, but the price action that we're practicing now, this is where the skill comes in. Now you need to know where to enter. Now that fib that I drew, that 0 level and that yellow line, that's when that breaks, that's where I'm looking to enter.
Let me have a look at NZD CAD on my chart. Hey, just give me a second. All right, so the current 1 hour in GJ is bearish. The current 1 hour, we're looking for sales. So I haven't actually have a look on NZD CAD ever, but I'm gonna give it a go. Okay, so let's see NZD CAD. Okay, only Oanda has it. So I use FXCM's liquidity feed because it tells me about gaps and stuff. So I do have Oanda's liquidity feed, but I rely more on FXCM's liquidity feed because it tells me about gap, even on micro time frame, even a smaller time frame. The structure looks bearish, to be honest. The structure looks bearish, Jamil, for NZD CAD. And let's look at the weekly, hey, first. Weekly. So from my go, what I can see is the current weekly is bullish. The current weekly is bullish. It still has one more day left for the close. Other than that, what I can see is the current daily or the current weekly candle is actually rejecting the top side. It's almost sort of, it's actually rejecting the weekly support that was broken. So if this was a potential weekly support, the price is actually breaking that. Price is actually retesting that level. Man, I don't know why my lips are actually mumbling today. I don't know if I'm sick or something, and the weather's changing, so I'm really sorry if I'm mumbling a lot. But anyways, so the current weekly is actually rejecting the previously broken weekly support. So if the weekly candle right now is grabbing a liquidity on the top side to further move down, that's amazing. So we do have a resistance, a daily resistance right here. So what I will look and see is the price gonna break this daily support or not? Because the structure can change. The structure can change, you know what I mean? For now, for intraday session, if I was trading NZD CAD and I knew the ins and out of it, for the intraday session, for today's London session, if there's going to be a lot of volume, I will look and see if I can get any sales. So for long term, man, I don't know. For long term, I'm not sure. Because on the monthly time frame, let's look at the monthly time frame and let's see what it tells us. On the monthly time frame, it's still bullish. The rejection that are happening are every rejection we can see, every rejection point on the monthly is higher than the previous rejection level. So this level right here is still funny for me, you know. I gotta see the daily support breaking before any long-term sales. And in my style of trading, I obviously don't look at any long-term sales. I only focus on this session. So if I was trading NZD CAD, I would obviously look for sales, man. Everything here screams out to me, telling me, you know what? It's a sell, dude, just sell it out. But I'm not trading this pair, so that's all I can offer, Zamil. So this right here can
That's
be the
very good. I picked up a few things when, especially about the wick. Like you really respect the wicks, and especially when they're either descending or ascending. So
yeah.
you know,
And if you look at it right now, the structure is almost. Let me give it a go on the drawing. I'm too bad at drawing, but still. So after this rejection, after this volume, so actually there's a CAD news today, if I remember correctly. There is a CAD news. Let's just have a look at it. If there's a CAD news today. Oh, there was a CAD news earlier this morning at. Okay, let's see if this was a. Oh, almost as if this was a news impact. So what I do is after any sort of news absorption by the market, I kind of wait and see what market does, all right? Usually around these sort of major news, for example, the Bank of Canada, they are deciding the rate and stuff. So after all of these news, what the market does is it consolidates a little bit, it grabs a liquidity, then it decides a move, right? So if there's a push, a major push coming in downwards direction, man, you just gotta wait. Because for me, there's few places I could get in. I will potentially wait for cleaner sales below 0.8972. So I'll be looking to take any sales below this range. So looking at the range, it's about like 30 pips a range. So that's good for me. I can easily squeeze out like 10 to 12 pips out of 30 pip range. So that's an ideal range for me. Other than that, this right here cannot be forgotten, right? So we have to keep this point in mind as well, because this is sort of a regular price structure. So we have to keep in mind that price may reject that level one more time, or it can as well break it, but we have to wait and see what happens around this level. So that's around 0.89725. 0.89725. So that's my
It's very
take.
strange. It's very strange how all the things we look at, they point to the same thing. So you looked at candle structure. Uh, we looked at my fib. Everything's pointing to that area. So, you
Oh
know,
yeah, 100%.
so
So we just gotta wait for the
yeah,
I guess, yeah, you know what I guess? So this is just out of my hunches, because we see major influence of the Canadian market around New York session. So if there's any market influence coming in the price, it must be happening around New York session, because at that point in time, the New Zealand's dollar is like closed, and it's majorly influenced by the Canadian dollar. So if there's a push coming, man, wow, it's good.
Bốn đơn à? Ghê.
Oh, Nick's mic was open.
Yeah, sorry guys. I was talking to my wife.
Say hello to your wife.
exactly. Say hi from us.
Yep.
Mine is sleeping still.
That's good. So the current 4-hour candle is still bullish, but maybe it's grabbing its liquidity right on the top side. So I can see it's sort of rejecting the top side right now, and the 4-hour candle has like more 2.5 hour left for its close. So let's see what 4 hours going to dictate to us in a few minutes. So let's look at the 2 hour. I also look at the 2 hour for extra confluence. So this 2 hour is also sort of rejecting this upper level. So if it can flip, ideally, that will be nice. That would be nice. So we have 28 minutes left for this 2 hour to close. Let's look at the hourly candle. So the hourly is bearish, which is a good sign. So the previous hourly candle doesn't have a wick on the top, which does suggest that there is no further range for the price to move up. So it actually gives us like 50% of confluence on both the direction, but we are looking for sales, so we can add that confluence in our table as well. Other than that, so let's just go to the 30-minute. So the 30-minute has created some sort of resistance right here. Let's see what price it tapped. So it tapped 155.59, which is good. Okay, we are gonna wait. So there's no buys, no sells in the range. There's no buys, no sells here. You know, I don't recommend anybody taking buy or sell here, because you can easily be wicked. So the price can easily get you. You don't want to do that. Rather, wait for the price to break clean levels and start moving in that direction, right? So just gotta wait.
Hey, AK.
How's it going, Nick? How's it going?
Yeah, below that 150, 27, there was a wick in front of that. Do we have to like pay attention to that one?
Oh, we do have to pay attention to that. So if there's any sort of candle close below 152.70, that's going to be the ideal position. Otherwise, if the price is just going to linger around this area, this can as well be a liquidity pool. So we just got to wait. Because if the price was moving up, you know what the market would have been doing yesterday and what our market would have done in the Tokyo market today? It would have actually broken the 158.15 level and would have corrected this bearish sort of a move. So let me draw it out. So I'm actually adding this this analogy behind my confluence as well, that if this was a liquidity pool, the wick on the downside that just Nick pointed out, right? If this was a liquidity pool, price shouldn't have lingered around this range one more time. This is invalid. You know what I mean? So price should have broken this 158.15 level and moved up with this clean range. So price hasn't done that yet. So we just gotta wait. If it's actually gonna tap that liquidity pool level, so if it's gonna do something like this, if it's gonna go down and then reject, so it is what it is. You know what I mean? But other than that, it's like we are waiting for sales and just gotta wait. We have to be careful if we are in any positions below 152.70 and suddenly price starts feeling this wick. So this is a analogy, or this is a trade management idea that I will actively have. But I have it. I have planned this already right now, that if the price starts going down and starts feeling the wick on the left hand side, I will try and see if there's any abrupt sort of a rejection on the lower time frame. If the price starts rejecting this liquidity pool, I will close my position or secure my position or leave my trading break even, and I wouldn't will to hold it against my money. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't leave any money on the table. I would just look to see how I can manage that trade. Other than that, the structure is good. You know, we have added few confluence for the sell. So the best thing to do is wait for candle close. If there's going to be any buys, we shouldn't feel left out. We shouldn't feel missed out. If there's going to be any buys, we have to wait for 158.15 to show up first, and then we're going to take buys, right? So what I've seen is most of the guys, they figure out support and resistance, right? So they base themselves with support and resistance. They tell themselves, you know what? Once the price reaches weekly, it has to bounce off that level. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it just doesn't. It breaks that level because there's a lot of volume in the market. So you have to take these things in consideration, and you just gotta wait. I know that this gray level that I've pointed out above 157.20 is a weekly support as well. That's why I want to see a candle close below 152.70. Once we get a candle closing below 152.70, that will be a really nice, a really nice position to be in. Until then, we're just waiting.
And that must be a 1 hour candle to close below that level, right?
So if a 1 hour candle closes below 152.70, that's suggesting stronger bias or stronger confluence, right? So if a 1 hour closes below 152.70, that's the position where the probability is shifting towards a sell more. See, so if 1 hour closes below, perfect, man. I would actually wait for a 15-minute at least to start with to close below 152.70. At least a 15-minute to close below 152.70. But obviously, we're going to see how the price moves. Obviously, for the moment, we can't see any sort of volume coming in. There's nothing. The price is just lingering in the range. Sometimes what happens is we show up to the chart with a lot of energy. You know, we want to trade. We want to click some buttons. You know, we want to get that feeling of profit. We want to get the feeling of, you know what I mean? I just won. But sometimes there's no trade at all. I can give you thousands of confluence right now for sales, but if the price is not going to move with the volume, there's nothing. We just have to call it a day. We just came to the chart and we just enjoyed the music. We talked to each other, had a good time. We showed some keenship here. So that'll be the idea at that point in time. So if there's no volume, there's no trade. I can give you thousands of confluence, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Just gotta wait for the volume to show up, and to start with I need a 15-minute candle, at least a 15-minute candle to close below 152.70 for stronger confirmations. Let's just wait. Okay, so the current 1 hour has 16 more minutes to close. And let's see what happens in 16 minutes. Is the hourly going to stay bearish, or is the hourly going to flip bullish? Let's see what happens. So let's look at the 4 hour right now. And we are almost halfway through the 4 hour. 4 hour is still in this ugly range. But if what I'm thinking is, if this rejection, if this momentum is still going to be carried on, this consolidation here actually validates that continuation of the momentum from the top. So what I've seen is usually price moves in this sort of way, right? It goes down, consolidates sideways, it goes down, consolidate sideways, right? So if it's actually going to happen, maybe not in London session, but maybe in New York session, this ranging right here actually validates that. So let the price range right now, because the harder the range and higher the time frame, the harder the break's going to be, right? So if this 4 hour is ranging right now, we can anticipate a lot of volume, right? A lot of pips to show up to us in our table. So we just gotta wait. If this 4 hour is actually ranging for this rejection to further continue down, that will be delightful. So let's check 2 hour here. So the current 2 hour has 14 more minutes left to close. So the price is actually rejecting this 155.60 vicinity, and current to 1 hour is bearish. It has 13 more minutes left. The 30 minutes made its top wick and is heading down, so which is good, but we need the price to close below this support at least, right? Just to begin with, we need the price to close below this support. We're not willing to take any sell right here because we know this gray area right here is a weekly support, right? We know this is a weekly support, so selling around weekly support can be a foolish play. We don't want to play like a fool. You know what I'm saying? And the meeting comes to another end. Look at this. This is just ridiculous, man. I'm just trying to fix this. If I can upgrade, that'll be amazing. Otherwise, it's gonna be a. It's gonna be
9
a.
minutes.
Oh yeah, 9 minutes. True.
Yeah.
Oh my god. We'll try and upgrade. Let's see what happens. Oh, we got Jamil's chart here.
Yep. For those who are thinking of entering in an impulse, it's moved down quite a little bit. So
What level did you enter it?
0.8995.
Ooh, that looks good. Looks beautiful, man, for the price to continue all the way down. So let's see what happens. So the first rejection point is obviously this. So 0.899.
5, yeah.
995. Oh, that's good. That's good. So you are in about 15 to 16 pips of profit.
Exactly, and I've moved it to break even.
Perfect.
If I see rejection at the first level that you mentioned, I could close half, or you know. But if it breaks that level, I could re-enter that half. Like, you know, believe me, I never used to manage risk like that. That's why I said I came to the Slack and I saw that. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's actually
I didn't.
we want to see the similar sort of situation in GJ. So if the price could move in a similar fashion, for example, there's a big rejection here, price moves sideways, and it's starting to go down. So if it's gonna go down, man, it has actually a lot of room to correct the price at. So this could be the first target, and this could be the ultimate target. So this is something to look at, Salim.
Mm.
So I think you are in a really good trade, because I don't look at NZD CAD. You know, that's why I'm not in it, and I don't want to break my trading plan right when I'm starting.
Oh.
So yeah,
No. It's just something whilst we wait. You know, it's not.
yeah,
No. GJ is good. It's consistent at at times. You know, we should not break away from that.
yep.
But obviously, whilst we wait,
So so the 4 hour is halfway through. I'm really pissed by this Zoom meeting because it's just going on and off. Man, it's just ridiculous. Let me see if I can fix this. So I'm just gonna put this chart on the 1 hour here, and so it's 4:50 right now. Let me fix this. Okay. Okay, let me see if I can. Yep, we got it. Mandish, do you have a pro account right now?
No. Pro account.
Anuj, where'd you get this music from?
So some of the music was suggested by Kevin, the guy from yesterday.
Yeah.
So he suggested some of the music, and some of the music I just found on YouTube. I searched for like no copyright music, and I had some of the no copyright psychedelic music that helps me to focus.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have
Yeah.
some of.
I like it.
Yep, go on.
So, sorry. No, I just said I like it. I like it. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, it's actually okay, not bad. Yeah, I think we're okay, guys. So I just made the Zoom Pro plan. Re.
Oh,
Yep. So that's good.
what? This guy's going big time now.
We are going big time. Big time. Just for the community. Just for the community.
Hope it's not too costly because I was about to suggest, you know, something else.
Do you have
You have
anything else in mind?
Yeah, you have Google Meets, which is really good. That that works.
Mm-hmm.
Free. Is robust as well.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
We may try Google Meet next time probably, because I paid for it already. So let's just make it worthwhile.
Right.
Let's hope GJ
You get
pays for it.
refunded.
Yep.
You get a refund. You get a refund. I don't know. You know, you can change
Oh,
your
okay.
mind.
Oh yeah. That makes sense. I'll
Hmm.
look at it. I'll look at it at the end of the stream probably. So
I used to use Google Meet for one of my English class, and I don't know if it is pretty good. I don't know if when it's so many people, it's still working that good. But my classes was about only 4 to 5 people, so it worked perfectly.
Yeah, I think I've gone to a max of 10 or 12. It was also working fine. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure Anuj wants the group to go bigger. So we'll see if it, at 50 people, what happens, huh?
yeah, true. That's true. So I do want the community to grow. So should be okay as long as GJ pays for it. If GJ doesn't pay for it, so we are off the hook.
It's better to have Zoom Pro because Google Meet had 60-minute restrictions as well.
Okay. Okay, it's funny. So I posted the stream link, the London stream on the London session channel on the Slack group, and apparently a few of the guys uh, replied, "Why don't you just hop on the Luke stream?" And I can't because I'm hosting my own YouTube live stream and my own small bit of community, right? So, guys, I can't come into your stream. Okay. So let's look at the market. All right, so we are halfway through the 4 hour and the structure seems bearish. So what I can tell is this wick on the top of the, oh, sorry about that. So this wick on the top of the 4 hour candle can serve as a liquidity grab on the top side. And if it's actually heading down, let's look at the 2 hour. So let's see how the previous 2 hour closed. So the previous 2 hour also closed with a liquidity wick on the top, so suggesting us more bearish pressure, but it's still in the range. I don't want to take any sell right here. Obviously the structure looks well, but I want to wait for the volume to kick in, and we can obviously see volume around London time, but we have to actually wait for the price to reach 152.70. Looks like there can be further sells. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait for the price to reach our level first. It's near this previous 30-minute, 15-minute potential support. So we just got to wait and see how the price moves around that level. Oop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually place a sell stop around 152.70. And let's see how the price moves. And it's actually wicking down in its first few minutes, right? So that's a little bit dangerous because we want to see price grabbing more liquidity on the top side or rejecting the top side before it moves down. So if it's going to move down in its few first minutes, it's not a healthy sign. We want to see the price grabbing liquidity on the top side, rejecting more of this. Just reject and then further head down, right? Sales for now is actually looking good. Just gotta wait for confirmation. Other than that, just GJ does what he does. So just wait. It's actually back in the range, so just wait, my friends. Let's look at the hourly. Looking at the hourly, this previous hourly has established a resistance and almost engulfed the previous bullish candle. So let's see the current 1 hour. So the current 1 hour actually has tapped a psychological level on the top side. So the high of this price is 154.25. If you look at the current 1 hour, the high that it has made is 154.25, which is actually a psychological level. So if it's actually going to reject that level, man, it'll be perfect. So what I've done is I've actually put in a sell stop because I know sometimes there is a huge rush of volume and you won't be able to catch it, right? So this is the likely structure I've seen where the price just pierce through a level. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to manage my sell stop and wait for the push. And as I'm putting a sell stop, my stop loss will be somewhere in the zone in about like 10 to 11 pips, and anticipating further move all the way down till the low of this wick, and that will be it. So let's just wait and see. So the current 30-minute candle is sort of rejecting the downside, and it's dangerous to take a sell right here because it's a weekly support as well. We want to wait and see if the price actually reaches 150 to 70 and further continue down. Let's just check our range. How much of a range have we got on the downside? So it's 20, which is good. And for the continuation till this area, let's look at the range. So the first possible achievable range is 20, then 35 plus, right? So plus 35 pips. So let's just wait and see what happens. The structure is bearish. Even if it's in a range, it's still bearish. So the previous 5-minute has closed. The current 5-minute is still bearish, which is good. So the question is this 5-minute going to fill the previous 5 minutes wick, or is similarly rejecting this level and moving up? There's no buys, there's no sales, guys. Just gotta wait. Make sure you're waiting. Just wait. Let's see who have we got in the house. Made it to work before the trade. That's good. That's good, Emmanuel. Welcome back, mate. Hope you had a nice day yesterday. Hope you caught those moves on the GJ. So we got Emmanuel here, Jamil here, Mandish here, Nas here, Nick here, Ricardo here, and Sasha and Suresh here. So that's a good news. We got quite a number today. So let's look at the hourly again. So the current hourly candle is rejecting that weekly support, and it hasn't actually passed above 154.25, so which is a psychological number, is a whole psychological number. So if that's to be added to the confluence, and if the price does induce some sort of volume in it, we may achieve our target, right? So we gotta wait for the price to reach 150.70. Let's just wait and see. We're only a few minutes in the current 1 hour. It is still bearish.
What's up? What's up?
What's up? How's it going? And so the current 1 hour is rejecting the downside. And let's see, has it passed above 150 for 25? It hasn't actually broken the high that it has made before. That's the 150 for 25 mark. So which is still good for our sales bias. We just want to see some sort of volume coming in. That's how we can disregard all of the noise on the left hand side and we can break through the levels. So we need volume. And it's a Thursday. So Thursday usually we see volume coming in, right? So just gotta wait for the 15-minute candle to close now. So 15-minute is bearish. So the 15 minutes about to close in 1 minute, and it's sort of rejecting the previous 30-minute support. So we just gotta wait and see if the price follows in our plan today and goes down and gives us some pips and hopefully pay for the Zoom Pro account. So that's what we're waiting for. Waiting to see if GJ pays out for the Zoom. Oh, looks like somebody's mic's on. So the previous 15-minute has closed bearish, but is right above the previous 15-minute, 30-minute support. So is actually a delicate situation as we've been hearing, right? So the current 15-minute candle has tapped 153.76. Let's just wait and see if there's going to be a lot of volume coming in. So neither am I in buys or sell right now. We have defined the confluence and the reasoning behind the trade. So all we got to do is we have to wait for the setup to happen, right? So we have planned it out. So let's just wait. Waiting is the key. So the current 1 hour is bearish. And what I think is this hourly candle, to actually break this potential support, it has to grab some sort of liquidity on the top, and then it's going to start moving down. Unless we see some sort of volume, we just got to wait and see if this price actually retraces up and grabs its liquidity. Then we're going to see some sort of move on the downside. Other than that, man, yuppie. For any sorts of buys, we have to wait for price to go above 158.15. So that'll be the best mark for any sorts of buys. I'm not going to be a buy around here. So just gotta wait. Wait and wait. If anybody has any question about any pair, just shoot us up, send your chart in, ask questions about liquidity, wicks, whatever, candle size, whatever you have in your mind, just shoot us up. And if we have the answer within the group, amazing. And if I have the answer, I will give you the answer. So just make this Zoom worthwhile, because we paid the price. You know what I mean? So make it worthwhile. So let's look at the 30-minute candle. So the 30-minute candle is still bearish, has broken the previous 30-minute support, is trying to head down. So the current 15-minute candle has grabbed its liquidity on the top and is actually tapped a psychological level that's 150,400, which is giving more confidence to our trade. So the current 15-minute candle has tapped 150,400 as its high. So that's interesting. So if this is going to continue, we just need some sort of rush of volume, right? So just gotta wait. Let's see what happens. Yeah, the market structure is bearish. So let's see what 1 minute tells us. So the 1 minute also looks sort of bearish. We just need volume to kick in. If there's going to be some sort of volume in the market, we may get the downside today. So just waiting for the volume. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Are we going to go down? Let's see what happens. So the probabilities for the sell is actually peaking up, which is good. Let's see. I am not in sell right now. I have to tell you this, I am not in sell yet. I know there's a higher potential for a sell, but I haven't taken any position because price may go back in the range anytime. Okay, you just gotta wait and hold on to your butts. So if this current 15-minute candle breaks the previous 15-minute candle, so low, that adds to our confluence. So that's one of the ways to add in more confluence to our trade. So we just gotta wait for this 15-minute candle to close now, or move in our direction with a lot of volume. So there's clean traffic on the left-hand side, and there's an ultimate target for us for the intraday session. So the current 15-minute candle has broken the previous 15-minute candle's low. So original plan is to take sales once price hit 152.70 level. So all we gotta do at this point in time is just wait. And I'm actually in a position, in a small position right here, as I'm seeing price lurking to the downside with my stop loss above the current 15-minute candle. It's a small percentage. My original bias is to take a position once price hits 152.70 level. Other than that, man, we just need some sort of volume to kick in. If there's going to be volume, it's going to be a nice day. Oh. And looks like the price is moving down. We just need volume. Let's see. Can we get the volume? So we need the volume. Let's go. Let's go. London. So what I'm going to do is, this is how I'm going to manage my position. If this 5 minutes going to reject in an abrupt way, and if it's going to start moving up, maybe halfway through the open of the previous 5-minute candle, so around this mark, once price starts going closer to 153.65 level, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my risk off, because this is actually impulsive trade, right? Which is in the direction of the price, which is after this current candle has broken the previous candle's low. So I would ideally want to see a continuation through the range. If it's going to go back, man, I just have to try and cut my loss short. So the original bias is taking a sell below 152.70. The structure looks bearish. We just need a volume push. So London, come on London, give us some Zoom money. Give us some Zoom Pro account money. You gotta pay for our Zoom, GJ.
So you are in a small position.
Yep. So
Okay.
this is a good example of using dynamic risk, right? For me, so I'm gonna practice dynamic risk because I've actually implemented a small amount of risk around here as the price broke the previous 15 minutes low, and I'll be adding more position once I see a rush of volume around 152.70. Other than that, for now I'm on the go. I'm on the go to manage any potential loss or any potential risks, right? So I'm exposed right now to the loss, so I'm on the go. If price starts rejecting, starts going back to that 153.65 level, I am out of the trade, because I'm just giving it a chance, an early chance with a small percentage, right? So that's the idea. Let's just look at the 1 hour. The hourly looks good. Hourly has tapped a psychological level, so it has tapped 154.25 on the top as a high, which adds to our confluence. Obviously, it's actually very close to the range, but as I've said, if there's enough volume, this noise on the left-hand side, the exhaustion on the left-hand side can be disregarded. So just gotta wait. If it's going to go back to my exit levels, I am going to be getting out of this. Otherwise, let's see what happens. I am actively seeking to manage my position. So the 30-minute is coming to close. It has 4 more minutes left for its close, and it's sort of rejecting this 150 270 level. So I'm constantly trying to see how I can manage my trade. So I'm actually looking to see how I can cut my losses short, right? So it's actually going to my exit levels. So just waiting for this 15-minute to close. Let's just wait for this 15-minute to close. 15-minute. Waiting for the 15-minute to close. So the question is this 15-minute going to close below this previous 15 and 30-minute support? Or is it going to reject and close above? So that's the question. It has 3 more minutes left. So we haven't seen any surge of volume. So let's see. So the hourly is rejecting the bottom bit of the price. So let's check the low on this price. So it's actually a very funny situation, this one, because the price actually has tapped 152.85 on its low, which is also a psychological level on the bottom bit of the price, right? So if that is gonna make the price reject and move up, I have to cut my losses short, right? This is an impulsive trade, as I've already discussed. I don't recommend anybody taking an impulsive trade. A nice trade will be when the price starts hitting our original bias 152.70 level, where we can potentially see more volume with the price projecting higher probability on the downside movement, right? So for now, just waiting. So the 30-minute is coming to its close. It's going to close in the next 1 minute and 20 seconds. So the hourly is still bearish, which is good. It has tapped a psychological level on the top as a high, but it has also tapped a psychological level on the low. So we have to be on the go, right, to manage the losses. So it's a good idea to it's a good idea to either be in a small loss or small profit or a big profit, right? So or a break-even sort of a position rather than having a big loss, right? So if you were able to cut the losses short or even have a smaller profit sort of a state, you just have to activate and be explosive when cutting down the losses. We were talking about this idea yesterday, to cut your losses short, and you feel something is fishy about what you're doing, just stay away. You have to know the risk combined with the position, right? Risk combined with what you're doing right now. So this 15 minutes going to close has actually closed below this previous 15 and 30-minute support. So it is actually showing us more probability of the price moving down. So at this point in time, we just need volume, man. If there's volume, this 152.70 is breakable, and this first target down here is achievable. So we just gotta wait. So let's look at the 15-minute candle, the current 15-minute candle. Is the current 15-minute candle going to break the previous 15-minute low? Has started to break the previous 15-minute low. Just broken it by a little bit. Let's see what happens.
Oh, okay,
This,
when are you going to add another position?
maybe once
When it
price
break?
152.70, once it breaks 152.70, and I'm going to check if the price is going to actually retest this level, because this is a 1 hour support too. See, so what I'm doing is I'm actually anticipating volume and taking an impulse entry based on the previous 15 minutes low being broken, which is still dangerous, as I've said already. But I want to see, ideally, as my original bias, I want to see price breaking below 152.70 and sort of retesting this, right? And at that point in time, I'm going to decide how I'm going to take that position. That's how I'm going to decide how I'm going to take the position. So let's just wait. There's no buys. Yeah, the buys don't seem more probable. So sales are looking good. We know the market does what it does, right? So at the end of the day, if market decides to just shoot up in the sky, there's nothing we can do. So we've done our bit of reading the market structure. We've done our bit of reading the market's high and low and previously broken support, possible rejection level. So all we got to do is anticipate volume at this point in time and just chill. Chill with the music.
Hey, Anuj.
Hey there, Mandish.
Did you close your position?
No, not yet. Not yet. So now what I want to see is I'm going to let this trade breathe a little bit till here. For now, I'm going to let it breathe. So previously I was on the go to manage the position once it reached like 153.65 level. But now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to let it breathe and maybe possibly retest the previously broken 15 or 30-minute support. But once it starts going closer to the previous 15 minutes open level, I will close my position then. Other than that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this current 15-minute candle to breathe, and potentially I'm going to draw it on the screen. So if it's actually retesting this level to further continue down, perfect. I'm just going to let it breathe. Otherwise, if it's going to go closer to my open, so previous 15-minute open around this level, I will cut my losses short, right? So that was an impulsive trade. I know I took an impulsive trade, so I'll be looking to see how I can cut my losses short. Let's see. We should never hesitate to cut losses short. Never, ever, ever. Let's see. Just letting this trade breathe a little bit. So the current 30-minute candle is bullish. So it may be potentially retesting this level. So that's why I'm actually letting this impulsive trade to breathe. But this is not the safest position or the best position to be in, right? I just took an impulsive trade, anticipating volume. We haven't seen volume yet. If there's going to be some sort of volume, then man, perfect. Otherwise, it's just going to be a risk management day, and if the price is just going to range until New York session when there's going to be more volume rush. So this could be a trade management day or just chill with the music sort of a day. That's good. Price is still breathing. It's still breathing. So price has tapped 153.65. So this is when I've closed all of my position. So I'm actually out of the position. So this trade is no longer valid, for me at least. So I'll look and see how I can add a position once the market moves in my direction again. But this time I'm going to give, if I'm going to give my trade a second chance or final chance, I'll be taking trades below 150 to 70. This is not going to be a trade around the same level or below the support. No, I'm going to be taking trades below 150 to 70. Other than that, there's nothing for me. So let's look at the hourly candle one more time. So the current hourly is rejecting that bottom bit. So let's look at the 30-minute. So the current 30-minute is still bullish, but its top wick is still lower. It hasn't broken the previous candle's high. So that's still a good sign for any further sales or price movement to the downside. Hope nobody over leveraged or over risked their positions with this impulsive trade I took. As I've said already, that was nothing that was not a position to be risking more, right? I just risked a little bit of my risk appetite. So I still have some risk left. So I will tend to use that risk. But now there is nothing. Nothing go. This is interesting. Let's look at the 1 minute and see what the price is doing in its micro action, right? So is the price gonna break above, start heading up? Is there gonna be some sort of volume, or is London session gonna be a no volume day today, or is the volume gonna show up in the next 30 to 1 hour? So what we've seen is we've obviously seen London session these days showing its volume pretty late. It doesn't show volume right at the open and stuff. So potentially around the end of the Tokyo market or a few minutes in, then we're gonna see some sort of volume. Until then, there's nothing that actually fascinates me. I'm not going to give my trade a second chance until and unless I reach 150 to 70. So at this point, just wait. No over trading, no over risking. Just wait. So the current 1 hour has 19 minutes left for its close. It's sort of rejecting this this bottom bit of the price, and let's look at the 30-minute. So the 30-minute is bullish, the current 30-minute, and let's see what high has it tapped. So the high is 153.89. It's sort of looking at the structure right now. Let me annotate it over there. So looking at the structure, almost it seems almost as if 30-minute broke the previous 30-minute support and is breathing and is actually retesting the previously broken support. So if there's going to be any sort of further downside movement, we have to wait for the price to reject. All right, it may be grabbing its liquidity on the top side, this current 30-minute candle. So if it's actually grabbing its liquidity on the top side and we see some sort of volume, because we know in London currently these days it shows volume few minutes in the session, not right at the session, right? So just gotta wait. Broken the previous 30-minute support, is sort of breathing around the level. So I've managed my trade already, cut my loss short, which I can get back easily, you know what I mean? Because I know if there's gonna be some sort of volume, the price is gonna move in either of the direction, right? So sorry. So you just got to manage your position, no over risking, especially with impulse sort of a entry. So the entry I took was a impulse entry, and I really don't encourage people taking impulse entries. You have to base yourself on more confirmation than impulse entry, right? So I just gave my trade a try, and that was the first trade with a very small risk. Let's see what happens. So it looks like today is not going to be the celebration day, man. So the GJ didn't pay for the Zoom Pro account, unfortunately. So the hourly has 16 more minutes to close, and looks like the hourly is actually sort of rejecting this bottom bit. The structure is still bearish. Bias is still bearish. Let's see how the price in 30-minute are. So in 30-minute, the price now, the current candle is sort of rejecting the top bit, right? Almost as if it's actually breathing and retesting the previously broken support. So if it's actually retesting the previously broken support and is grabbing liquidity to further move downside, this is good, but there's no sales right now. I don't encourage anybody taking sales right here. It's not safe at all. So once price starts breaking below 150.270, then we're gonna see how we can take a position. But I want to see at least a 30-minute, at least a 15-minute candle to close below 150.270 level to start with. Let's look at the smaller time frame. Let's look at the 15-minute candle. Hi, Mandish.
Have a look at 1 minute. 1 minute.
Okay. So the new 15-minute candle has started. 5-minute has created some sort of resistance around the level, and looking at the 1 minute, looking at the micro price action, it's still bearish. I would say the 1 minute structure still suggests some bearish movement. We obviously have no volume. We haven't seen any sort of volume. So if there could be a volume push, we could definitely see move either upside or downside. So if it's going to move in our direction, if we're going to see the volume being induced in our direction, that'll be great, because we have our clean targets on the left hand side. And the 1 minute is still a bearish structure for me, especially. So just gotta wait.
Yeah.
Is almost
Twice
sort of,
forming a resistance here.
yeah, it's almost sort of a price moving in a channel. So if this was a channel, price was moving down, it's almost sort of a channel. So it actually broke. Oh, hold on, let me draw it correctly. So almost sort of a channel that the price is moving, right? So if the price is actually retesting this previously broken 30-minute level and it's gonna head down, that'll be good. So the current 1 minute candle is bullish, which could be its liquidity grab for the price to move further down. So let's look at the 1 hour. Again, so 1 hour is still bullish, still bearish, and it's rejecting the downside. Let's see, in the next 13 minutes, is it gonna close back around the support, or is it gonna close below this 1 hour support? So that's the question for 1 hour, the current 1 hour candle. Is it gonna close above the 1 hour support, or is it gonna close below the current recent 1 hour support? Obviously the price is rejecting it. It's moving up in an abrupt way. It has 12 more minutes. 12 more minutes left. So this was a good waiting day. No volume seen until now. So risk a small percentage, which was like nothing. So waiting for London to induce its volume in the market. But now price is just moving really slow. It's almost as if it's lurking in few pips up and down or near this support. So we have to see price moving in a direction. The current 2 hour is rejecting that level too. So let's see. Let's look at the 30-minute. 30-minute is bullish. Is the current 30-minute grabbing its liquidity to move further down? And the structure is still bearish. Nick, definitely we gotta wait for the second chance, you know? So waiting for the second chance. that's just the best we could do. Just wait. There's no over trading, no emotion trading. You know, we're not going click 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 buys, click 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 sell. No, everything is calculated. We have to calculate. We have to constantly look at the market in the best logical way. You know what I mean? We can't just jump our gun. We can't just trade when we feel like, and especially when we emotionally feel as if we need to just be in a buy or a sell. We have to wait for the second chance, and that has to be calculated as well. So just waiting. So there is 7 more minutes left for this current 1 hour to close. It's still bearish and is below the previous recent 1 hour support. So the question for this 1 hour candle is it closing below the previous support, or is it going to close back in the range, rejecting this level? Right? So if this is going to be a rejection on the downside that the price is going to show, and it's going to close above this recent 1 hour support, price may be pushing up, but there's no trades here. For me personally, I wouldn't take any buys in the middle of this range because there's so much wicky. If you look at the wicks, it's not pretty at all. And the market structure seems bearish to me, so taking a buy here doesn't make sense at all. So if there's going to be any sort of buys I'm going to take, it's going to be above 158.15. But the market does seem inclined more towards the sell. So just got to wait for volume. We haven't seen any volume yet. It has just been ranging, lingering around this support level. So let's see what happens. So the current 4 hour is bearish. Seems as if this right here, this wick on the top is almost like a liquidity grab for the 4 hour. Obviously the 4 hour is in its small sort of a range. So let's draw it this way. Let's put it this way. So this could be a potential 4 hour zone, and the price is still around the same level, right? So potentially for the 4 hour to leave this sort of zone, it has to reject this. So for now, the current 4 hour candle is showing maneuvers, telling us, you know what, I'm actually leaving this zone. I don't like these guys anymore. You know, I want to leave these guys. So the wick tells us that, you know what, it's sort of leaving that zone. But there has to be volume, like we broke down the chart and we put in our confluence and we suggested that, you know what, if there's no volume, it's not going to break down. We haven't seen any volume, and it hasn't broken down. So we need to see some sort of volume. The rejection is there. We have to see some sort of volume for the clean traffic on the left-hand side to be filled, right? So if we're not going to see any volume in London's market, more than likely, so the next volume time is going to be New York. So around New York, we can see a potential move downside if it's going to happen, because there's clean traffic on the left-hand side. There's clean traffic. So the price can achieve that, but we need some sort of volume. If it's just going to exhaust, and if it's going to stay back in the range around here, and it's just gonna stay around here. There's nothing. We have to see a rejection, and this 4-hour is giving us some sort of sign that, hey, you know what, I'm actually leaving this zone. So this 4-hour has one more hour to close. So the question is this 4-hour gonna close below all these levels, or is it gonna go back in the range? If it's gonna go back in the range, man, there's nothing I'm gonna take in this range. I'm not appealed about the traffic on the left hand side there. But if the price is gonna close below this level, this current 4-hour, and the next 4-hour goes up, grabs its liquidity and starts heading down, that will be ideal. But we're sticking to our original bias. Sells below 157.20. 270, sorry. I'm doing the same mistake twice. So we're gonna stay in for our original bias and just wait. So this hour is going to close in the next 2 minutes. Is this going to close above the recent 1-hour support, or is it going to close below? If it's going to close below, it's going to add more to our confluence. We got to wait for the volume, man. Because the volume candles are something we want to be in, right? So we found out the intraday bias for us. We found out potential levels to wait for the price to break. We did find out this structure, which is almost sort of like a bearish structure, even at this point in time. So we just gotta wait for the volume. We gotta see some kind of candle like this big huge candle, out of which you could actually milk like at least 8 to 10 pips, right? So looking at the candle right now, it is heading down slow. So we can definitely see that there's really less volume. So let's see if the price is going to break this 152.70 level. Then we're going to decide, you know what, maybe we're up for sales. But until then, I am not in a position. So now price is actually very close to 152.70. Looks like the volume is kicking in now, just now. So it still has 1 more minute left for its close. 30 minute, as we've discussed, it actually retested the previously broken support. So it retested that level, and the wick on the current 30-minute candle tells me, you know what, I don't like these guys. I'm going to reject these guys, and I'm going to head down. So the current 30-minute candle is actually sort of moving down, but I still got to wait. So if this 30-minute candle ideally closes around this level below 152.70, and the next 30-minute candle makes a top wick before heading down, I'm going to be in that position for sure. That's the ideal position I will be in. If I was given like 10 chances and this sort of setup showed up 10 times, I would be in that trade. 100%, 10 times. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to neat this zone. I'm going to move this a little bit there. So, all right. So the 30-minute has closed below 152.70, which is a really good sign. So it is making a top wick. So on the break of the previous candle's low, that'll be ideal position. But obviously, because we're giving it a second chance, we have to keep this thought in the back of our head that, you know what, I have to manage my trade if it goes against me. So it's 12 pips a range, and I am in the trade. I've got in the trade already. I'm constantly looking to see how I can manage my position. My stop loss is above the previous candle's high because I've given the trade a first chance already. I have to see how I can minimize my loss, right? So the previously closed 30-minute definitely tells me, you know what? And it's just going down. Look at the price. It's just going down. Maybe we're getting some sort of volume right now. Yep, it looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Let's see how we can manage the position. So the 4 hour is coming in close. So the 4 hour is going to close in the next hour. Let's look at the 2 hour here. All right, so the 2 hour is still bearish. This is the second chance we're giving our trade, right? So the current 1 hour is still bearish and has closed below the recent so this was the recent 1 hour support, closed below the 1 hour support, closed below the other 1 hour support that's on the left hand side, and the current 1 hour almost sort of did a maneuver as if a retest to this level. So anything that this price does going above and sort of like a wick formation to support the downside movement is perfect. Now it looks okay to be in the trade, but we have to be on the go to manage our trade, right? So we haven't seen any sort of volume. If there's going to be a volume rush, there's going to be a proper sell all the way till our target. Otherwise, it's just trade management. It's just a big trade management day today, right? As you can see, my stop loss right now is a lot more bigger than usual stop loss. So usually my stop losses are 10 to 11, almost sometimes 12 pips. But right now my stop loss is almost about 15 to 16 pips. So I don't want to lose all of my 16 pips. So what I'm going to do is if I'm going to see any sort of abrupt rejection from the price to go up, I am going to close my position because I still want to keep some of my risk appetite for the tomorrow's trade, right? I don't want to lose all of my risk right today. So that's what I'm going to do. So this is the second trade I took right here. Let's see what happens. Is it going to continue down? Let's wait and see. Guys, just be active on the go when you're managing a trade, all right? You gotta be active on the go. So the current 1 hour is actually rejecting the downside. Let's see. There's clean traffic on the left hand side. Man, I want this sell so bad. I need to pay for the Zoom, dude. GJ, come on. I need to pay for the Zoom. Let's look at the 5 minutes. So the previous 5 minute close almost sort of a rejection sort of a candle. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to put in levels here. So this doesn't look appealing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this And I'm gonna close this as well because it just distracts me. So if this current 5-minute candle breaks the previous 5-minute candle, that's not looking pretty. So I will look to see how I can manage my position. But other than that, man, it should continue down because the structure is sort of a bearish structure. We just need a catalyst, as if a volume catalyst. Or so the current 5-minute candle has tapped 150 260 as its high, which is a psychological level again. So if it's gonna go down, man, we need the volume badly. We need the volume badly. So the Tokyo is gonna close in about 50 minutes. 50 minutes. Let's look at the 1 hour. 1 hour is still bearish. 30-minute candle is still bearish. So the one good thing about the previous 30-minute candle is, so if we have to look at its price structure, right? So if you look at the candle structure, the candle has a proper wick on the downside, and it's grabbed almost a healthy amount of liquidity from the top, right? So the wick on the top is actually larger than the body on the downside, which actually suggests there's a bearish sort of a pressure, right? So if this 30-minute candle, if this candle has grabbed its liquidity on the top side, man, we gotta move down. It's almost as if today's market has really less volume, so the price is lurking down really slow. But man, we just gotta see some sort of volume in the market. So the 30-minute is still bearish. Our bias still looks good. We're still in the position. Okay. We need the volume. Let's see. Is there going to be some sort of volume in the market? Or GJ is going to just range in London? Let's look at the 1 minute and let's see what the price suggests. So the 1 minute. So this is something we can actually see across all the time frames where price almost sort of moves down and consolidates sideways, moves down, consolidates. So this is sort of a trade that the price does, right? So now price is moving sideways. So what I'm gonna do is I am gonna manage my position because I'm giving my trade a second chance. I don't want to lose a lot in a single day, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this 30-minute and okay. So let's see if it's going to continue with the volume. We need some sort of volume in GJ. I'll try and lower my stop loss. That's what I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to wait. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for this 30-minute candle to close. And looking at the 15-minute, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower my stops. Maybe right above this previous 15-minute resistance. So that's how I'm going to manage my stop loss, because I don't want to lose a lot, right? And if there's going to be any abrupt rejection, man, I will look to see I can exit. But everything looks good. I'm just my behavior is, my habit is sort of like I always want to be on the go to manage a position. So let's see what happens. Is this another trade management day? Or are we going to see some sort of volume? So the 15-minute candle is going to close in the next 4 minutes. It's going to close in the next 4 minutes. And the question is this 15-minute candle going to reject this bottom bit and start going up back above 152.70? Or is it going to stay below 152.70? Because obviously the current 15-minute candle, what we can see is this is almost sort of retesting that 152.70 level that we marked earlier. Has retested that level. If it's going to stay below, so what we need to see is, even if there's no volume, but the direction of the market is still bearish and it's moving slow, what we need to see is this 15-minute candle to stay bearish below 152.70, and the next 15-minute candle to more than likely make a top wick and then again continue down. Right? Let's just wait and see. But there's really less volume in GJ. In a Thursday, this is like almost nothing.
Hey, Anuj.
Hi there.
Anuj.
How's it going?
Have a look at 5-minute chart. Last 5-minute candle with no bottom wick.
Okay. That's something to
I
look
closed
out
my
for.
positions there.
Okay. That's something to look out for. Thank you, Mandish.
Not a problem.
I mean, I still believe in this trade, but I don't want to marry my analysis. You know what I mean? That's just my nature. I really don't want to marry my analysis. I just want to be okay with it. If it's going to move in my direction, it moves in my direction. If it doesn't, you know, I'm just market does what it does. But we need some sort of catalyst in the market of volume to drive the price. Otherwise, man, it's just crazy.
I got into the trade pretty late. I
Oh,
set the
did you?
stop order.
So it looks like the original sales that we took here, the impulsive sales on the 15-minute, actually it worked out. To be honest, it worked out. So maybe that was just too much of impatience with the losses for me. If I had to hold this position, so just looking at it, because my stop loss was above this candle, because I just didn't want to lose a lot and anticipated the volume. So that would have been in like profits now. But anyways, you know, it is what it is. So opportunities like this are gonna come. Yep, go on, Nick.
Yeah, we have to manage the risks all the time. So
Yeah,
we cannot know the future. What
Yeah,
we can do
absolutely.
is we have to manage the risks on
Yep.
our plan.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's something I've learned over time too. You know, it's like you can't control the future. So what you can do is you can control the present, and the present that's harming you, or the present you're exposed into, or the thing you're exposing is your risk. You know, so you can definitely control your risk. If you can cut your losses short, man, you should be happy about it. So the original trade is actually working out. And as we discussed, since there is like less volume, price is lurking down slow. But this 30-minute, if you look at this 30-minute, almost like grabbed its liquidity and was breathing around this previously broken 30-minute support, right? So that's just as amazing how price action, we could predict a price action, or we could discuss about in price action, right? So now the price is moving down nice and slow.
Here it comes.
I know, it's coming, man. We can only pat ourselves in the back, as I've said yesterday. Nick, if you remember, if guys from yesterday remember, You know, we can only pat ourselves in the back once we've secured. You know, we can't be happy if our analysis is correct, man. Our analysis can be correct, but we have to sort of execute and secure. Then only we're in the best position to tap ourselves in the shoulder or, you know, pat ourselves on the back. Other than that, we still gotta wait because the price does have a nice bearish structure. All we gotta wait for is some sort of catalyst, some sort of volume to push the price through the freaking zone, through the freaking wick on the left-hand side. So if you look at the 1 hour, there's this clean wick on the left-hand side, man. Everything here screams to me, you know what, it's a sell. Dude, it's a sell. It tells me back in my head, front in my head, all of my brain lobes are telling me, you know what, it's a sell, sell, sell. There's no buys for me right now. There's no buys. So our analysis was correct. Everything was correct. The trade is still running on. I'm letting this trade to breathe. So let's see what happens. So usually what happens is at around the close of the 4 hour. So this 4 hour candle is coming to a close, and we know that when a 4 hour candle comes near to its close, what happens is it retraces back, right? Sometimes it retraces back, or sometimes at around the close it pushes a lot. Either there's two scenarios. Either it's gonna retrace, or either it's gonna push even harder. So one of the two is gonna happen. And if this 4 hour candle is gonna retest back, that's gonna be an ugly situation. Other than that, everything here screams out that, you know what, this intraday session is a sell session. But we just gotta wait and see how the market perceives the current situation. There is this clean wick on the left-hand side for the price to fill, but we gotta wait. At this point in time, the daily has a top wick. There's a clean wick on the left-hand side that the price could fill. And looking at the 2 hour, let's go at the 2 hour candle. So the 2 hour candle is also bearish. It has 42 minutes left for its close. Looking at the 30 minute has 11 minutes left for its close and is still bearish, which is a good sign. It's almost sort of like rejecting the bottom bit a little bit. So we want this price to ideally close below 152.70, which is our sort of a key level. Once price starts going above 152.70, I'll be looking to see how I can manage my position. But other than that, man, I should have actually hold my first position. That's what I'm telling myself. I should have actually hold that position. So every day in trading is a learning day, right? So I learned and realized one more time that, you know what, I should have let my trade breathe a little bit more. I should have. So for the next time, what I'm going to do is I am going to let my trade breathe. If I see similar sort of situation where there's a proper bearish structure market, there's clean traffic on the left hand side, and it's going to break a recent support, I'm going to let the trade actually first breathe, then only I'm going to take a position. That's what I'm going to do next time. So this 30-minute is going to close in the next 10 minutes. Still looks bearish. So let's see what happens. So the current 15-minute candle is sort of a bullish candle. Let's see what level is this rejecting from. So 151.87. That's nothing psychological. Let's see. Let's just wait and watch. I should have hold the first position. It's just funny. Funny London trade. I'm going to close this out. Just going to leave the current trade play out. Let's see how this is going to play out. See if the volume's going to push the price. Is the volume gonna come in the next 39 minutes? Or is the price gonna come back in this range and gonna move later around New York session? So the question that we're gonna ask this 30-minute candle is this dude here gonna close below 152.70 or is it gonna go above? I am gonna lower my risk. Let's see how I can lower my risk. So let's look at the 5-minute here. Let's look at the 1 minute. Yeah, the 1 minute structure is still bearish. Let's see what happens. Once the price 1 minute starts breaking this level, I'll try and lower my stop loss because I don't want to lose a lot of pips in the same day. Five pips. $12. Okay. Good. So once it starts dropping down, so again, we can definitely see, even if there's less volume, we can almost sort of like see this box sort of a maneuver here. So if this is happening, once the price starts dropping down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my stop loss around here, or even a break even, and I'm just going to let this trade breathe, right? I'm just going to let this trade play out. If it's going to play out in my direction as I'm in break even, perfect. If it doesn't, man, it is what it is, because there's no volume. See, so if there's no volume, we can't do nothing, because retail traders like us, we rely on volume in intraday session times. So let's just see what happens. So the current 30-minute is sort of rejecting the downside. 15-minute is bullish. It has 6 more minutes to close. Is the current 1 hour, is the current 30-minute gonna close below 152.70, or is it gonna close above? We are not sure. Gotta wait. Gotta wait. Have to say the volume is very less, really less volume. So not even a mere push. So the Tokyo market's gonna close in next 36 minutes. So hopefully that could be a catalyst for the price to drop down. Let's see what happens. Oh, Ricardo just left. He said, have to head off. See you guys tomorrow. 100% Ricardo. Hopefully he managed his trade and had some good time. So we did broke down the trades. We broke down the market structure, and everything was sort of calculated, and obviously price didn't play it out as explosive, as meaningfully as it could be, right? So price is moving in our direction. Obviously we didn't see any volume, so it is doing what it is doing right now. All we can do is anticipate a volume in the next 30 to 35 minutes. So let's just wait and see. Is the clean traffic on the left hand side going to be fueled? What's going to happen? Is this going to be fueled, or is it going to go back in the range? 30-minute. I'm waiting for this 30-minute candle to close. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens to this present 30-minute candle. I'm just gonna hydrate myself. Make sure, guys, when you're trading, you always hydrate yourself. You know, a friendly reminder. I actually haven't drank a lot of water today, so I'm gonna drink some water, and hope you guys are drinking too. All right. And I got a call. I'm right here. If you guys need to ask something, I'll be right here. Otherwise, I'll just attend this call and come back to you guys in a sec. And the current 1 hour has 31 more minutes left for its close, and looks like it's still bearish, but it's sort of rejecting the downside. So the question for the current 30-minute candle is it going to close below 152.70, or is it going to go back in the range? So I am waiting for this 30-minute candle to close. There's almost as if no volume in the market. So we know that when there's no volume, the market ranges. So I'll be constantly looking to see how I can manage my position, because I don't want to be any sort of drawdown after my first trade being closed early. So I should have actually let it breathe a little bit more. Maybe I was super active, or maybe that was just something I did impulsively, right? So the management. So the current 30-minute is sort of rejecting the downside. It has 10 more seconds for its close, and seems as if the current 15-minute candle is almost engulfing the previous 15-minute candle. It has closed with a very tiny wick on the top. So the 30-minute close almost as if a dodgy candle. So is this a rejection? So we have to ask ourselves, is this move almost sort of a rejection, or nothing happened throughout this time and the price in the market? So did the market collected its order around this level? That's why this happened. and it's going to move further down after the orders has been registered, right? So if the orders has been collected here, is it going to move further down? Or is this level serving as a early indication that the price is actually sort of rejecting? So the structure is bearish. There's higher probability that the price could actually fill this wick if this was a order collection, if that consolidation or the dodginess in the previous 30-minute candle was just the order collection, it could actually push the price down. But we got to wait and see how we can manage our position, as we are not in profit, right? So if this current 30-minute candle starts breaking the previous 30-minute candle's high, I'll look to see if I can close my position, because I am actively trying to lower my loss, right? So I want to be very small in the part of the drawdown. I don't want to be like a big champ on holding drawdowns. I want to be really explosive in terms of my loss management. So I want to get as smaller loss as I can. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. So the current 1 hour is still bearish. It has a proper top wick, and it has a potential clean traffic on the left hand side to further move down. So it's still looking good. Looking at 1 hour, still looking good. It's just that today there hasn't been much volume seen or induced in the market, which is a funny factor. So we have to ask the market, if there's no volume now, when is the volume coming next? Is the price just going to range around this level? It's just going to range, and it's going to further move around New York time. So what's the deal, right? So we have to ask the market. And if it's going to move around New York session to the downside, man, our market reading, market structure, our analysis, everything was correct, right? So just that we didn't get any volume. So still, if the analysis is correct, it's still a win-win. But we have to be very clear that we have to manage this current position too. So let's look at the 30-minute. So the current 30-minute is still bearish. We are moving very slow, almost as if no volume. So looking at the 1 minute, is all of this right here, is all of this that caused the dodginess in the previously closed 15-30-minute candle, is this like a order collection that the price is doing? Is it trying to collect the orders for a further movement? What is it doing? Or is it going to reject this level to move up, right? Looks like there's more probability for the price to move down. On the high time frame, the structure is bearish. So what we got to do is just wait. If this order collection is going to make us profitable. Is this order collection going to move the price further down? Let's just wait and see, because we haven't seen any volume rush in London session yet. So is the volume coming now, right now, or is it going to be here in the next 10 to 15 minutes? What's happening, right? So we got to ask the market. it's too much sitting on the chair, so I'm trying to stand up and move my hips around. It's like too much stiffness. Been sitting for almost hours.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Just moving my hips in a circle with the music. Having like a almost
Or
like
you should get a standing table like Rajas.
Oh yeah, he's got a good good standing table. I was actually thinking about it, but yeah, we will see what we can do. Probably around end of the April or start of the May. Let's see what happens. I was planning to get a standing table, but it's actually it's sort of dangerous for the desktop, because if it's gonna fall down, you know, it's pretty dangerous. And so my trading table, trading desk, it's right in the middle of the living room, because there's nobody here in the middle of the day, and I'm the only one here. So if somebody else comes in and plays around with my desk, if the desktop, the monitor is gonna fall down, crazy, man. But other than that, I'm actually thinking about it.
So if this candle break the previous 15 minutes candle high, I think I will cut 50%.
That's good. You should always define when are you exiting. You know what I mean? You should always define your exit plans. So that's a good way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this candle breathe out a little bit and see if there's gonna be some sort of volume in the next 18 to 19 minutes, because there's the Asian close coming in. So maybe the Tokyo close is going to induce some kind of push, but overall, you know, the market is showing bullish bearish structure, and let's see what happens. Oh, and I'm out of the position.
No, I cut it half and
Hey, Anuj.
That was a good trade management day. So no volume, no nothing. Just gave our buyers two chances. I will call it a good day. You know, a lot of our friends showed up, and we discussed ideas. We read the market structure, and yep, it's actually slowly lurking towards our direction. But you know, when there's no volume, there's nothing much we can do about it. So just a good day, and I'll be calling it a day in the next 10 minutes. If there's anything you guys want to talk about, you know, if you want to talk about the ideas, like how I was reading the market, or if there's anything you have in your mind, just shoot me up. If I can help you with it, I will help you with it. And that was good. Thank you for showing up, Jamil. Thank you for showing up, Nick. Mandish, thank you. And good, man. That was good. Good work. So the current 4 hour is going to close in next 17 minutes. So the question we're going to ask this 4 hour candle is it going to induce some sort of volume in the close, or is it going to retrace back? So is it going to close above 150-270 and leave its lower wick as a destination for the New York volume to fill the candle on the downside? or is it going to continue down because of the Tokyo close and show some sort of volume now? Because throughout the London there was like no volume at all, nothing, just slow range, slow lurking of the price. So we're gonna wait and see, because it's actually really fun, really fun looking at the price action, right? It's like we're studying price action, so looking at how price reacts at the close, midway through the close, in the first few minutes, what the price does after it has a wick, all these sorts of stuff. It's actually very interesting. So let's just wait for next 16 minutes. I'm gonna wait for this 4-hour candle to close and let's see what happens. Because if our bias was correct and it moves to our direction, it's still a win-win on the part of the analysis. We have to tell ourselves, you know what? We did a good analysis. It's just that the volume on its part didn't play out well. So let's wait and see. Oh, actually, let's look at Jamil's trade, because I remember he took a NZD CAD. Oh, it's actually good. Looks like his trade played out pretty well. So the next rejection level is obviously this right here. So everything looks really good for NZD CAD. So hopefully if this price grabbed its liquidity from the top and retested the broken support and is breaking the current support, it can actually achieve this target in like a few minutes or even around New York session. If it's going to break this support right here, hopefully it can actually hit this target here. All right, so best of luck for Jamil.
Yeah, so sorry,
No, that's okay.
you know, I caught the tail end of what you were saying, because at the same time my wife was asking for something. But you were saying if it hits that line, yeah, I'm definitely looking out for that, because at that point you could add a position in, or I don't know if you entered impulse like I did at the top, but or you could just go with your normal position size and smooth sailing.
Yay. Absolutely.
Anuj,
Yes, Mandish.
let's have a look at historical data on 1 hour time frame for the GJ.
GJ.
Mhm.
Yep. What's happening?
Maybe zoom out a bit. Looking at the past, a lot of rejection at this area.
Which area was it?
This area, a lot of rejection.
Yeah, actually,
Price
that's
for
true.
price going down.
So we actually talked about that idea too, how this price right here was just a exhaustion of the price, because price obviously needs its breather, its rest. Price also needs to stop a bit. It cannot just move in one direction. It should ideally it should be collecting orders, and that's how it moves, right? But if there was any volume, the wick on the left hand side could have actually served us as for the destination. But what price did right now is it didn't show us any volume. You know what I mean? There was no volume. If there was any volume, we would have seen a movement either upside or either downside. We didn't see any. So because there was no volume, there was nothing that became reality. So hopefully this could serve as an exhaust level, and meaning this is nothing for us. Nothing. Obviously, price did range a lot around this level, so we can expect price to do that again. But is price gonna price going to linger around, or is price going to do the similar thing again and again and again for how many weeks, right? It has to break above or break below. So we were anticipating if this exhaust area would be broken by the volume of the London session, but nothing happened.
Hopefully by New York session.
Hopefully by New York session, yes, because the structure is definitely bearish. It's definitely bearish. But let's see what happens. Because the market does what it does like to do, you know. We can't control the market. At the end of the day, market decides what it wants to do. So the best thing for us is to sort of wait for another volume time. That was a really good trade management day today. No over risking, no emotional trading. I should have held my original bias or original trade. So if I had my original trade, man, I would be in like, let's see. So I would be in around 10 to 12 pips in profit. But anyways, everything was right. Our market reading was right. The market. What did you say?
Masterful. Like, I'm heavily into sports, so I'm a strong believer in defense as well. You can't just, focus on offense, and you played the defense perfectly. That's why I said it was masterful.
Oh yeah,
Masterful.
I see. That's true. That's true. We need to have defense too. That's correct. We should, as Raja was yesterday talking about this concept. He was talking how boxers need to know how to take a blow. You know, so that was our blow to the account, or a blow to our defense today. So we took it nicely, perfect. So all we got to do is we got to wait for this 4 hour to close and see how price action moves the price, right? Except for that, man, there's always another day. We're gonna show up tomorrow as well, and we're gonna see how the price moves. If it's gonna move in our favor tomorrow, perfect. All of the losses, all of the Zoom Pro account payment are gonna be retrieved tomorrow. So that's good.
Okay, so is NZD CAD hit the area where we could enter the last third of the 1%? I think so.
NZD cat looks good. That was to the T. Everything was to the T.
Yeah.
This is perfect. Perfecto.
It can be better. It can be better. When I get to your price action level, yeah.
Oh, you sure, man? Jamil, you're doing well. That was a really good trade. Really good trade. Hopefully it breaks this this 1 hour support and clears the traffic over here. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I put an alert there. If it alerts me, whatever I'm doing, I'm coming to enter.
Yeah.
Jamil, you trade based on Elliott waves?
Amongst other things, yeah, because not only a strong believer in Elliott waves. I've back tested them. Uh, I have a group of colleagues, and we identify them. And once you have that on as the foundation of your chart, then you can anticipate certain things happening before they happen. So you have to look for trades in those zones, and that's where the price action comes in. Because if you can do excellent price action, well,
Yeah, I used to practice quite a lot of Elliott waves, but for a while I've seen so complicated for me to count the waves, so I stopped doing the counting waves and just focus on price action. Since I started to uh, join Raja's Wisdom Lies Slack group, just focus on price action at the moment. But previously, I used to study a lot on Elliott waves, but I see it's pretty hard to apply Elliott waves on
oh,
Forex market because it's a lot of choppy and a lot of sideways. I don't know. Maybe I cannot because it's quite complicated. Sometimes when I look at a chart, I don't know how to count the waves.
okay. Well, I can, it's a good place to start. Is I can link you a book. It's very, you know, um, I guess it's a generation thing because as generations advance, people get very busy, or they have a lot of distractions in the day, so they don't have time to read. Like just sit down and read, even if it's just half an hour a day. It's very hard for people to do that today. But by all means, if you get through, I'll if I can find you in the Slack or something, I'll link you the book. Or if you can send me a message in the Slack, I'll link you the book. And it's
Okay,
very,
what is the book of the what is the book's name? Maybe I already have it because I had quite many books on Elliott waves. I used to study it quite hard.
quite
Is
hard.
that the book from like
Neely and Hall?
Lillian Ho?
Yeah,
No, I don't. That is the name or the name of the author or the name of the book.
uh, then it's called, let me find you it's a Mastering Elliott Wave by Glenn Neely,
Uh,
and
I have
and with
mastered.
Eric Hall. So there are two people who wrote the book, but that's why I say Neely and Hall. So it's by Glenn Neely and Eric Hall.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I have the one from Glenn, but very complicated. Very complicated.
Well, that's why you find electricians to teach you or show you how to read them, because uh, some people study them and then they get to a point where they're like, oh, it's very subjective. But I'll give you an example, because I was thinking about this today, because people always say that to me, oh, it's subjective.
Yeah, very subjective because we also have a Vietnamese members in a group
Yeah,
where we also share our chart waves counting.
yeah,
But then like each person has their own uh, counting
yeah,
waves, like
yeah. I mean,
very subjective, not consistent among members. So
so just to simplify it, like, I don't know, if you and we go to Dubai and we go outside, you'll say it's hot, I'll say it's hot, but it's subjective. But we still understand that it's hot, so if you can
yeah,
apply that Elliott wave, we understand that you're in a um, impulse. You're at the last point of an impulse, so you're expecting a correction with what you've identified. So my friend can be like, uh it's a correction, but it's not there yet, and I can be like, I think we're there. We're
Yeah,
both we're both understanding that the correction.
yeah. But there are so many correction patterns, and we don't know which one it
Yeah,
will develop.
20 23. But when you start, when you see a lot of them, you can pick them up immediately. Everyone understands that. Oh, let's look at this. I think Anuja's trade has played out, or is playing out.
So,
Anuj,
man, oh man, look at
Oh,
this.
GJ is going
yeah,
down.
Look
yes,
at
sir.
this right
Well
now.
done.
This is
Ah,
just very grandpa price action today. It's like so slow.
exactly. But you're right. You're still right.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
So
we just like manage our risks. Uh,
yeah, yes, as
did we like did we over manage it?
actually it's actually better than getting a big loss. You know, managing a trade is always a better option than taking a big loss. As Jamil was talking about defense, so if this was the best defense plan for us, you know, we executed our defense plan, so that's the best thing ever. You know, we shouldn't ever
Yeah.
regret about what we did. You know, we took a trade, we managed it, we took a trade. Our analysis is playing out so slow. See, the original trade, if I was in that position, man, I would have like about 18, 19 pips right now. So everything was good. The same thing's
Mhm.
going to happen over and over again. So that's what's going to make me happy. That's what's making me happy right now. Because if the same thing's going to happen next time, I will just leave my trade, breathe out a little bit, and I'm gonna anticipate. You know what? Maybe the volume's gonna come later, and I'll just chill out and let this play out. But other than that, man, look at the analysis, look at the trade, everything perfect. Just the volume is showing up so late now. The volume is sort of kicking in. So it's like, come on, GJ. It's like a moving like a grandpa.
What about gold? Anything? We haven't even looked at gold.
Oh yeah, we haven't actually looked at gold.
You ignored gold.
Yeah. I thought Kevin would show up because Kevin is really good in gold. I have to say, he's actually very good at gold. So, looking at
Mm-hmm.
gold, the structure seems
Yeah.
bullish. Structure seems bullish. Bullish. So, for any sort of sell, I will look and see if the price is going to close back in the range below 1787 300. So if it's gonna go below 1787 300, then only I'm gonna look and see if I can get any sort of sell. Otherwise, it's just the wait. For buys, I
Mm.
need to wait for a price to go above 1794 level, because there is actually clean traffic on the left hand side, and this range looks as if it's a it's actually a good range, good amount of pips in there. So let's see what happens. I think there's a news coming in around 9:45, a Euro news. Let's see how this is gonna move the price. So this is around 9:45 my time, is almost about 15 minutes before New York opened. So if this Euro news is gonna pump the price up in GJ, is gonna pump the price down, man, beautiful. Other than that, I'll be waiting for any gold buys, any gold sell. So it still has levels to hit for me. Let's look at the weekly chart in gold. So the weekly. So the weekly looks like it still has some space to fill on the upper side. It still has one more day. So let's see what happens. If the current daily candle is actually grabbing its liquidity before it flips up and feels the clear traffic on the left hand side, buys are possible. But as I've said, the structure is bullish.
I don't know. I mean, if I told you what I saw here, you think I'm crazy.
No, no, no. Go on. No, no, no. No, no. You can share your analogy. Yeah.
In pen, I think there's a big shortcoming, and it's gonna go close to 1700.
Aha.
And the price has been fighting. It's been fighting. Is the past 2 3 days has been fighting, but ah, looks imminent.
Let's see what happens. Yay.
But hey, I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but that's why I want to hear the Kevin on how he breaks down gold into smaller pieces, because like I told you, I can figure out the big piece, and for me that's I mean, we have to be patient in trading, but God, some setups I have, you just have to wait 2.5 weeks and stuff, but they play out. But what I'm thinking is, in the meanwhile, we can definitely exploit trade opportunities during that time. So that's why price action, again, I can't say it enough. So important. So important.
100%. Let's see what the price does. So the structure, so if the price is going to stay something like this till the New York session, obviously sales also look possible, because we can take this target on the left, the clear traffic on the left, as targets to be filled. So if sales are coming in, obviously we need volume, right? So Thursday gold, if the price is, let me see if I can see any sort of scalping opportunities here. No, for me, price tapping 1787 300 is sort of like a retest for me. So for a further move up, I wouldn't take any sales here. That's sort of dangerous for me, any sell here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for the price to close below 1787, maybe a smaller time frame, 5 minute, or even 15 or 5 or even 1 minute at the time of volume, and let the price do its thing. But until then, I'm just going to wait for gold. I should have actually looked into gold too. I thought the structure in GJ was so appealing today. That's why I got caught into it, I should have looked into gold too. Maybe tomorrow, Friday, we're gonna give it a go at the gold too. But today's market on GJ, man, is just moving like a grandpa, really, really slow.
Yeah. It reminds me, like, I think this can go up to 7 years ago. Because at first, okay, let me go back a bit in history. I think I started trading when I was in uni, but to be honest, I didn't know what I was doing, man. I was just randomly doing stuff. Then I stopped for a long time, and then I came back to it. So, like, I think 7 years ago, I traded during like holidays, and that's when I learned I learned about volume. It's like nobody was there. You could just hear cricket sounds, and you're like, "What's going on?" Oh, so I never traded since then, man. When it's low volume and stuff, I stay away. Stay away.
So, how long have you been trading Elliott waves, Jamil?
Oh, Elliott waves, probably. And when I say something like a year, it might seem short, but no. Like a year's worth, like properly.
Mm.
It may not seem like a lot, but I guess depending on whoever is doing it. So, like I'll give you an example. The gym, who knows? I've been going 15 years, but seriously, I've been going 3 years, and in those 3 years, I can honestly say, I, you know, I know a few things. I can coach some people. You know,
Mm.
sometimes you just have to, do something for a while and realize when you don't know what you're doing, that's when you really start bettering yourself. You know.
And guys,
So yeah.
looks like I might have to leave now. I have to take a break, and I'm gonna move my hips. I'm gonna get myself loosened up for the New York session. I'm gonna show up at Roger's stream tonight, and we will slowly plan and pan out to stream even New York session. But until then, I'm just gonna take a break and take it easy with the GJ market because it's just rangy today, and almost as if no volume. So let's see if our analogy, our idea, anticipation of the market today earlier from the London session is going to be valid around a New York session, and the targets here can be filled, ultimately hitting this bottom range. Let's see if that happens. Other than that, guys, I will give you a farewell now. Bye bye, and best of luck. We will meet you guys tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Nice
See
meeting
you.
you, Nick.
Thank you.
And
Okay. Bye bye. Bye bye,
Bye
Jamil.
bye.
See you tomorrow.
Take care, guys.